I remember the day the whisper started. It was in Umuok Ike, our small village nestled between the rolling hills and the great river. Life here was simple. Men tilled the land. Women fetched water and prepared meals. And the elders, wise and respected, settled disputes beneath the great Iroko tree. But there was one person in our village who was different. Ifunanya was not like the other women. While they learned to cook and weave, she spent her days gathering herbs in the forest. While young girls dreamed of marriage, she sat by the river, grinding roots into powders and muttering words no one understood. Ifunanya was the village healer's granddaughter. But when the old woman passed, the villagers refused to call Ifunanya a healer. She was too young, too bold. A woman's place was in the home, not in matters of medicine. Too young, too bold. A woman's place was in the home, not in matters of medicine. Still, people came to her in secret. I know this because I was one of them. I had seen Ifunanya work wonders. When my little sister Nika was dying from a fever that no one could cure, our own village healer, Dibio Okonkwo, shook his head and said it is in the hands of the gods. But I was not ready to accept that. I ran through the night to Ifunanya's hut, grinding leaves by the dim light of a burning oil. Her eyes, sharp like the blade of a hunter's knife, studied me as I burst into the room. Breathless, Ifunanya, please. My sister is dying, I pleaded. She wiped her hands on her wrapper and stood. Take me to her. I will never forget what happened next. Ifunanya mixed a dark green paste and spread it on Nika's burning skin. She poured a bitter drink down her throat, whispering words in a language I did not understand. That night, while my mother wept and my father sat outside in silence, Nika's fever broke. By morning she was laughing again. I wanted to tell the whole village what Ifunanya had done. But she stopped me. They will not believe you. She said she was right. A month later, a sickness swept through the village. Children coughed blood, men collapsed in the fields, and women wailed in the marketplace. The village elders gathered under the Iroko tree, and Dibia Okonkwo declared, "This is a curse. The gods are angry." The people nodded in agreement. No one questioned him. I knew the truth. I had seen Ifunanya reading people in secret, using herbs the old Dibia had long abandoned. She was saving lives. Then one night, everything changed. A man named Okachu, one of the wealthiest farmers in the village, lost his son to the illness. He stormed into the elders' gathering, grief twisting his face. "Why is the Dibia's medicine not working?" he shouted. "Why are people still dying?" The elders mumbled among themselves, afraid to question the Dibia's wisdom. But then a woman stepped forward. It was Mama Azin, the palm wine tapper's wife. "My son was sick," she said. Ifunanya cured him. Silence fell over the village square. Another voice came. "My daughter too." Then another, and another. All eyes turned to Dibia Okonkwo. His face darkened. "That girl is meddling with spirits she does not understand," he said. "She has angered the gods. She must be stopped." A murmur of fear spread through the crowd. Superstition was a powerful thing. It was easier to believe in curses than to accept that the old ways might be failing. "Ifunanya is saving lives," I said, stepping forward. But my voice was drowned out by the growing anger. "She must be judged," someone shouted. The elders sent for her. Ifunanya stood before them, her hands tied, her face calm. The people of Umuok gathered to witness her fate. The Dibia accused her of using forbidden magic, of challenging the spirits. But Ifunanya did not beg for mercy. "I do not work against the gods," she said. "I work with the gifts they have given me." The elders whispered among themselves. They could not deny the truth. Too many had seen her heal the sick. But tradition was stronger than truth. She must leave the village. The oldest elder finally declared, "We cannot have to healers." Fell over the crowd. Ifunanya said nothing. She only looked at me, then at the faces of those who knew she had saved them. Not one of them spoke in her defense. The next morning she left. I watched her go, a small bundle on her back, her head held high. She did not cry, she did not look back. And then, as if the gods themselves were watching, the rains came. The sickness left. Life returned to normal. Years passed. The old Dibia grew weaker. His medicines lost their power. People began to whisper again, not about Ifunanya's curse, but about how the village had let her go. Some traveled to distant lands, searching for her, but she had vanished like mist in the morning sun. One day I, too, left the village. I walked for weeks until I reached the great town beyond the hills. There, in a bustling market, I heard a name spoken in awe. Ifunanya, the great healer. I followed the voices, and there she was, herbs in hand, treating the sick, stronger than before. Respected, unstoppable. I wanted to call out to her, to tell her that the village now spoke of her with regret, that they missed her, but I did not. She had built a new life, one where she was not feared but honored. And as I turned to leave, I realized the truth sometimes. A healer is not meant to serve those who cannot see her worth.